Since meeting the subject of our next clip, Matt McMahon, I've never felt comfortable in the bush. Knowing that there are other things out there, creatures like Yowies, is one thing, but knowing that not all that wanders is lost, well, that's something else.
The Jingra, or Yowie as it is commonly called in Australia, has been spoken of by Aborigines for centuries, and often passed off by white Europeans as being nothing more than dreamtime or hearsay. But there have been too many sightings to ignore the evidence. A platypus was sent to London, and many of the Londoners thought that it was some sort of elaborate hoax, for they swore that it was a rat with a duck's beak sewn onto it. Regardless, Yowie sightings continued across Australia. If there are more feral pigs in Australia than there are humans, and an overwhelming majority haven't seen them, then what does this say about Yowies and Yowie sightings? Successfully, for 40,000 years, the Yowie hid even from Aboriginal people. So what chance is a city-based scientist or a white man of being able to see them? Local New South Wales SES worker Matt McMahon retells his chilling encounter with what we have aptly called the hidden. Hope you enjoy it.
We basically had the spotlight on him then as he ran away from us, directly opposite us as he ran away, and he was running on two legs like a man, a very large frame, probably about 7 foot high. He wasn't obviously wearing clothes. He was had a pelt on him, like an animal, and he on two legs. He went down the hill and stepped over a fence, a normal farm fence, and through some heavy tussocks and stood behind this tree. And the tree came up and had a fork in the centre of it. But we could see the outline of him behind the tree. He was bigger than the actual tree itself. And as I said, I had the spotlight, and Shane had his big rifle with a 12-power scope on it, and Shane's a bloody good shot. And I said, give it to him, mate. And he said, oh, I think you better have a look. He said, it looks like a man to me. So I've got a hold of the spotlight, and Shane lets rip with this 7.9mm projectile into the base of this tree, and his eyes went from a real yellow to a real dark orange. And I just about, just the fear runs up the back of your spine, and this bloke, whatever it was, took off up the hill on two legs, and he ran up this hill like any bloody sprinter. And we could just hear him when we had the spotlight on him, I guess, for another 250 metres as he went up this hill through the scrub, and he went out over the top of the hill heading south, and you could just hear him going through the trees. And my friend Shane, he said, well, that's it. He said, we're going home. I said, home we friggin' went. I'll tell you. And I tell you, we never went bloody spotlighting much out there after that. I tell you, it's bloody stifled us.
Frightening stuff, and Matt McMahon isn't one to mince his words either. He's one of the few people who have been all across the 285,000 hectares that make up this vast and secluded area. He's also credited with saving controversial Yowie researcher Rex Gilroy. What is also apparent is that not all that wanders is lost, and the bush has many secrets.